Alright, I'm going to talk about kind of like the history of my addiction, just to give you some background. Um, as of right now, I'm pretty high. I took 700 milligrams DXM before Mucinex DM. Um, Alright, so it started off when I was in 7th grade. My friends started to smoke weed, and I wasn't really interested in doing that because I frowned upon any drugs or anything like that. And then in 7th grade, I smoked a cigarette, and people say that weed is a gateway drug, but I think cigarettes are more of a gateway substance. Because after I smoked my first cigarette, I wanted to move right on to like anything else. Like then I started to drink a few beers with my friends. That would be fine. But then I tried marijuana. Um, didn't really get high from it the first time. I eventually did. I think doing that throughout 8th grade. Started dabbling around with pills. Got suspended for doing pills in school. Um, Following year, I started drinking a lot, like almost like every night, like by myself, and dealing with other things like self-mutilation, family problems, so, and relationship problems, and I wasn't doing very good in 9th grade. So I was dealing with all of that, and I started doing bad in school, and then kept using marijuana and alcohol. And then I tried some painkillers, prescription painkillers, Vicodin, with my friends a few times, and that was pretty fun. And I tried this thing called Triple C with my friend one time, and it took me a while to get like an actual like trip from it. Like the first few times that I did it, I had like really low doses. So like I tried that a couple times, but they were like super low doses, like 200 milligrams. So I didn't really get anything out of it. And then the summer came, and I tried synthetic marijuana, K2 spice. I did that a lot and smoked weed and drank. Um, was doing prescription painkillers every once in a while. Got into 10th grade, started doing benzos. Started experimenting more with over-the-counter stuff like Benadryl and Nutmeg. Then October of last year, 2011, I overdosed on alcohol at the park and was sent to the hospital, and I got put in the psych ward for 5 days, and I was diagnosed with major depression and anxiety. Um, After that, I was still doing shit, like, still doing the over-the-counter stuff, and smoking weed and drinking. I'm not really drinking because I was kind of scared because I overdosed on alcohol. And, like, found out about DXM again, because I already did it before, but I didn't use, like, big doses, and I actually did, like, a higher dose, and I loved it, and started doing it, like, once or twice a week last November. I did it, like, once a week. It quickly turned into twice a week. It quickly turned into 3 times a week. By January, I was stealing cough medicine almost every day. And then I was just doing it like every day. I got like a mad high tolerance to it. I had to take a lot to get the same effect that I wanted. So I was like a lot of the stores would stop carrying certain medicines because I would steal so much of it. And then I kept getting caught with my mom. And I felt like a huge piece of shit because I was like putting her through hell. But my disease doesn't listen to that stuff. Like it's a piece of shit. It tells me that it it pretty much just like makes everything seem like not as bad as it really is. Like I'm doing the same shit right now that I was before. And I put my family through hell and my friends. Like I don't want them to see me like this, but like they saw me like at my darkest time. Like that sounds kind of corny, but they saw me in some like pretty like bad times and shit, and I said some stuff that I really regret. And I said a lot of stuff that just really messed up to them, and I don't know. I was a mess. I'm still dealing with the self-mutilation. I continued the next few months, like February and March and April. I was doing that a lot. I tried to stop. Most I got clean time I got just stopping by myself was 2 weeks, and whenever I do 2 weeks, I would fall right back into using every day. And then at like late April, finally decided that I didn't want to go on like this, but I was doing it for the wrong reasons. I felt so bad for like putting my mom through all this shit basically. Like I didn't want her to have to see me like that, and like I didn't want to hurt her anymore. Well, not like physically, but I didn't want her to see me in pain because then she'd be in pain. So I decided it was time to go to rehab, and I was there for. Let me tell you, my time in rehab was so enjoyable. I loved being there. I was around such positive influences, and I think I might go back. It felt so good to be in there, just to have the drugs out of my system, and to just like enjoy life without being clouded by foreign substances. I felt so serene and clear. I don't know how. It was like the first time in years that I got like a fresh breath of air. Because before that, all I wanted to do was die. And I don't know how I fucked that up. I really fucked that up. One of my friends ended up coming to the rehab that I was staying at, and I was talking to him, and I started war storying and shit, and I started talking about the good old days, and the urge to use was, I don't know, I've never felt it that strong before in my life, and I was done. There was no, I fucking ran from rehab and stole drugs and did them. I feel like a piece of shit because now I'm using every day again, and I don't want to stop. I mean, I can't, part of me wants to, and a part of me doesn't. I feel like shit, but I mean, I need to stop because